work, or the way that you don't work, you're not even worth state tuition, Christine.
My name is Ladybird.
Well, actually, it's not, and it's ridiculous.
Call me
because your name
Ladybird
is
like
Christine.
you said you would.
You should just go to City College. You know, with your work ethic, just go to City College and then to jail, and then back to City College, and then maybe you'd learn to pull yourself up and not expect everybody to do everything.
In just a few years of existence, indie movie company A24 has built an almost unprecedented level of brand identity and loyalty. Savvy moviegoers actually get excited seeing their rainbow chromatic card in front of movies, despite A24 not really being associated with any one filmmaker, genre, or medium. It's simply a soft style that threads through the best movies they put out. Not quite definable. That's catnip to open-minded filmgoers and critics alike. A24 began in 2013 with a glimpse inside the mind of Charles Swan III. It was decidedly not a box office or critical success, but does present one of A24's modus operandi, giving risky movies from established outsider filmmakers a shot in the theatrical space. You'll see that again and again with various other A24 films.
At some point, you gotta decide for yourself who you're gonna be. Can't let nobody make that decision for you.
But Barry Jenkins' Moonlight won Best Picture in 2017, proving that A24 has got their finger on the cultural pulse. These are the movies we love to talk about, so let's count down the best A24 movies ranked by Tomatometer. Starting with number 10, De Palma. Filmmaker Brian De Palma discusses his body of work, including Sisters, Obsession, Carrie, Dress to Kill, Blowout, Scarface, The Untouchables, Carlito's Way, and Mission Impossible. Starring Brian De Palma and Noah Baumbach and Jake Paltrow, who both directed the film, critics say De Palma may not make believers out of the director's detractors, but they'll likely share longtime fans' fascination with his career's worth of entertaining stories.
He knew who I was and liked my movies, and that's how I got the job. Larry Cohen had written the script. It was in pretty good shape, but I got rid of the brackets immediately. You know, it's all told Sue Snell is being interrogated, and it's all done in flashbacks about what happened. We kept on coming in with a budget of $1.8 million, and they said, we're not making it $1.8 million. It's got to be $1.6 million. And I said, you know, just like my Get to Know Your Rabbit experience, I said, guys, that's what it costs. It's $1.8 million. And they said, fine. And then they started moving the furniture out of my office. The movie had been canceled. So I went home that weekend and thought about it, and I somehow came back and said, you know what, I've been thinking about it. If we move this and change this around, maybe we can do it for $1.6 million. And they said, great, it's a go. And of course, it cost $1.8 million.
Number 9, Amy. Archival footage and personal testimonials present an intimate portrait of the life and career of British singer-songwriter Amy Winehouse. Starring Tony Bennett, Pete Daugherty, Salam Remy, and directed by Asif Kapadia. Critics say, as riveting as it is sad, Amy is a powerfully honest look at the twisted relationship between art and celebrity, and the lethal spiral of addiction.
Singing has always been important to me, but I never thought, oh, I'll end up singing, I'll be a singer. I just thought I'm lucky that it's something I can always do if I want to. I'm so lucky like that. I felt like I had nothing new that was coming out at the time that really represented me or the way I felt. So I just started writing. I wouldn't write anything unless it was directly personal to me, just because I wouldn't be able to tell the story right. I'm not a girl trying to be a star or trying to be anything other than a musician.
How big do you think you're going to be?
I don't think I'm going to be at all famous. I don't think I could handle it. I would probably go mad, you know what I mean? I would go mad.
Number 8, Menasha. Deep in the heart of New York's notoriously secretive Hasidic Jewish community, Menasha, a good-hearted but somewhat hapless grocery store clerk, struggles against tradition to keep custody of his only son after his wife passes away. Starring Menasha Lustig, Ruben Naborsky, Yoel Weishaus, and directed by Joshua Z. Weinstein. Critics say, Menasha offers an intriguing look at a culture whose unfamiliarity to many viewers will be rendered irrelevant by the story's universally affecting themes and thoughtful approach.
Was hat man gelernt nach der Hand?
Wir haben sich gelernt wegen Teut und ja so. Ja,
Was wegen Besachheim?
ja also man darf sein dort bekovedig, man darf nicht essen dort, man darf nicht trinken dort und man darf nicht machen kein Business dort.
Man lernt freiliche Sachen. Ich habe gelernt, pink de letzte Woche in der Perkurs. Das sei jeder wenn Timer sucht. Stark bei sich, so wie ein Lampert. Was ist ein Lampert? Was ist ein Lampert? Nein, so wie ein Katz. Das ist ein Lacht, so wie ein Udle. Was ist ein Udle? Udle vliegt hoog en ze vliegt. Mach wie. Wir geben elkaar hier een starker so wie ein Leib. Das macht der Leib.
Du mach.
Ein Leib? Na, die macht so wie ein Kie. Nicht ein Kie. Ein Leib.
Number 7, First Cow. Two travelers on the run from a band of vengeful hunters in the 1820s Northwest dream of striking it rich. But their tenuous plan to make their fortune on the frontier comes to rely on the secret use of a landowner's prized dairy cow. Starring John Magaro, Orion Lee, Aaliyah Shawkat, and directed by Kelly Reichardt. Critics say First Cow finds director Kelly Reichardt revisiting territory and themes that will be familiar to fans of her previous work, with typically rewarding results.
You want to make more next time?
Only so many we can make in a day, friend.
They want to keep them prices up. They're not dumb. What's in these things? Tastes like something my mama made.
That's our secret, boys. Think of it as a little taste of home. We'll have more tomorrow.
Number 6, The Florida Project. Set in the shadow of the most magical place on Earth, 6-year-old Mooney and her two best friends forge their own adventures. Meanwhile, Mooney's struggling mom and a kind-hearted motel manager protect the kids from the harsh reality that surrounds them. Starring Willem Dafoe, Brooklyn Prince, Bria Vinate, and directed by Sean Baker. Critics say The Florida Project offers a colorfully empathetic look at an underrepresented part of the population that proves absorbing even as it raises sobering questions about modern America.
It's only second week of the summer and there's already been a dead fish in the pool.
We were doing an experiment. We were trying to get it back alive. That wasn't my idea.
And water balloons thrown at tourists. You can't fuck with tourists.
They didn't tip us.
Are you serious?
No.
Oh my God, this is unacceptable. I failed as a mother, Mooney. You've disgraced me.
Harley?
Yeah, Mom, you're disgraced.
And I'm gonna talk to Ashley, by the way. When your friend puts you in charge of her kid, that kid becomes your responsibility. You ain't taking responsibility. And you got that one too? She's from Futureland, right?
Oh, whatevs. You gotta relax, my man.
You gonna redo my expense reports with your whatevs? Your kid killed my night. I wanted to watch the ball game. You're gonna pay me for 3 hours that I gotta work later?
Hey, guys, pay the man for his 3 hours.
I don't have any money. I don't have any money.
We don't have any money. You're shit out
Speaking of which, you haven't given me this week's rent yet.
You don't think I know that? Chill.
Number 5, The Farewell. Billy's family returns to China under the guise of a fake wedding to stealthily say goodbye to their beloved matriarch, the only person that doesn't know she only has a few weeks to live. Starring Awkwafina, Zima, Diana Lin, and directed by Lulu Wang. Critics say The Farewell deftly captures complicated family dynamics, with a poignant, well-acted drama that marries cultural specificity with universally relatable themes.
那这个怎么改呀？改什么呢？
改成良性阴影啊。
良性阴影，良性阴影是什么呢？
就是不是绝症呗。
行了。
你看，我说我没事嘛。
Number 4, Minari. A tender and sweeping story about what roots us, Minari follows a Korean-American family that moves to a tiny Arkansas farm in search of their own American dream. The family home changes completely with the arrival of their sly, foul-mouthed, but incredibly loving grandmother. Amidst the instability and challenges of this new life in the rugged Ozarks, Minari shows the undeniable resilience of family and what really makes a home. Starring Steven Yeun, Han Ye-ri, Yoon Ye-jung, and directed by Lee Isaac Chung. Critics say, led by arresting performances from Steven Yeun and Han Ye-ri, Minari offers an intimate and heart-wrenching portrait of family and assimilation in 1980s America.
Write it big. Okay?
야! 이게 다 누구야? 당신, 우리 애들!
우리 애들을 위한 거라고 솔직하게 말해.
나 10년을 일했어! 10년! 매일마다 병아리 똥구멍만 쳐다보면서 뼈 빠지게 일했어! 돈 한 푼도 없이 코딱지만한 집에서 살면서!
그래, 그렇게 먼저 다 어디로 갔는데?
또 시작이야!
뭘 또 시작이야? 애들한테 그동안 뭐 얼마 썼다고 당신이?
난 장남으로서 가족을 돌본 것뿐이야! 다 이제 괜찮아! 다들 잘 살잖아!
잘 살긴 뭐가 잘 살아? 우리 엄마, 우리? 대체 누굴 얘기하는 건데?
됐어!
우리 새로 시작한다고 그랬잖아. 이게 그거야.
Number 3, Moonlight. A look at 3 defining chapters in the life of Chiron, a young black man growing up in Miami. His epic journey to manhood is guided by the kindness, support, and love of the community that helps raise him. Starring Mahershala Ali, Alex R. Hibbert, Janelle Monáe, and directed by Barry Jenkins. Critics say Moonlight uses one man's story to offer a remarkable and brilliantly crafted look at lives too rarely seen in cinema.
Give me a head. Hey, let your head rest in my hand. Relax. I got you, I promise. I'm not gonna let you go. Hey, man, I got you. There you go. 10 seconds. See that right there? You're in the middle of the world, man. That's good. You like that? I got chicken. More athletic. There you go. There you go. think you're ready. Think we got a swimmer. You wanna try? You ready to swim? Go. Yeah, man. Yeah.
Number 2, 8th grade. 13-year-old Kayla endures the tidal wave of contemporary suburban adolescence as she makes her way through the last week of middle school, the end of her thus far disastrous 8th grade year. Starring Elsie Fisher, Daniel Zogatry, Fred Heschinger, and directed by Bo Burnham. Critics say 8th grade takes a look at its titular time period that offers a rare and resounding ring of truth, while heralding breakthroughs for writer-director Bo Burnham and captivating star Elsie Fisher.
She's a different generation than us.
She's
right
not a
to be
different
born.
generation.
Yes, she is.
She's 4 years younger than us. I mean,
Okay, but people who are like 4 years older than us felt like fucking 50 years old.
it's like blatantly not
Your
true.
sister?
My sister just sucks.
Okay, but like, on top of that, she didn't have Twitter in middle school, and we did. That made us different.
Kayla, you're not different than us.
Yeah. When did you get Snapchat? What grade?
5th grade.
Fifth grade?
What?
And before we reveal number 1, here are some honorable mentions. Ex Machina. Caleb Smith, a programmer at a huge internet company, wins a contest that enables him to spend a week at the private estate of Nathan Bateman, his firm's brilliant CEO. When he arrives, Caleb learns that he has been chosen to be the human component in a Turing test to determine the capabilities and consciousness of Ava, a beautiful robot. However, it soon becomes evident that Ava is far more self-aware and deceptive than either man imagined. Starring Domhnall Gleeson, Oscar Isaac, Alicia Vikander, and directed by Alex Garland. Critics say Ex Machina leans heavier on ideas than effects, but it's still a visually polished piece of work and an uncommonly engaging sci-fi feature.
Here, we have her mind. Structured gel. I had to get away from circuitry. I needed something that could arrange and rearrange on a molecular level, but keep its form when required. Holding for memories, shifting for thoughts.
This is her hardware
Wetware.
and the software.
Well, I'm sure you can guess.
Blue Book.
It was the weird thing about search engines. It was like striking oil in a world that hadn't invented internal combustion. Too much raw material. Nobody knew what to do with it. You see, my competitors, they were fixated on sucking it up and monetizing via shopping and social media. They thought that search engines were a map of what people were thinking, but actually they were a map of how people were thinking. Impulse, response, fluid, imperfect, patterned, chaotic.
Uncut Gems. A charismatic jeweler makes a high-stakes bet that could lead to the windfall of a lifetime. In a precarious high-wire act, he must balance business, family, and adversaries on all sides in pursuit of the ultimate win. Starring Adam Sandler, Lakeith Stanfield, Julia Fox, and directed by the Safdie brothers. Critics say Uncut Gems reaffirms the Safdies as masters of anxiety-inducing cinema and proves Adam Sandler remains a formidable dramatic actor when given the right material.
And I managed to track these guys down. I buy one from them. What is that? That's right there. That's the rock. That's the rock. That's the stone. I got it.
Look how this is winking.
It took me 17 months to get this thing, okay? Just look at this. Hang on for a second. Go through my look. Be careful. That's my best look. All right? I want you to look at it.
You really
Get right to it. That's history right there. You understand?
How many carats is this?
What? 4,000 or 5,000 carats? $3,000 a carat? I'm not.
Why's it got so many colors in it, man? What is this?
That's the thing. They say you can see the whole universe in opals. That's how old they are.
Holy
I've been telling you. That's why I want you to see it.
Yo, that's crazy, man.
From stone to stone, garnet to stone. You know that. That's $1 million opal you hold, straight from the Ethiopian Jewish tribe. I mean, this is old school, Middle Earth.
Got a dinosaur gym.
The dinosaurs, that's right. The dinosaurs stared at this. It's 110 million years old, at the least.
Fuck basketball, basketball.
Can't lean on glass.
All right? Told you not to.
Room. Held captive for years in an enclosed space, a woman and her young son finally gained their freedom, allowing the boy to experience the outside world for the first time. Starring Brie Larson, Jacob Tremblay, Joan Allen, and directed by Lenny Abrahamson. Critics say, led by incredible work from Brie Larson and Jacob Tremblay, Room makes for an unforgettably harrowing and undeniably rewarding experience.
Do you remember how Alice wasn't always in Wonderland?
She fell down, 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 deep in a hole.
Right, well, I wasn't always in Room. I'm like Alice. I was a little girl named Joy.
Nah.
And I lived in a house with my mom and my dad. You would call them Grandma and Grandpa.
What house?
A house. It was in the world. And there was a backyard, and we had a hammock. And we would swing in the hammock, and we would eat ice cream.
A TV house?
No, Jack, a real house, not TV. Are you even listening to me? When I was a little older, when I was 17, I was walking home from
Where
school.
was I?
You were still up in heaven. But there was a guy, he pretended that his dog was
What
sick.
guy?
Old Nick. We call him Old Nick. I don't know what his real name is. But he pretended his dog was sick.
What's the dog's name?
Jack, there wasn't a dog. He was trying to trick me, okay? There wasn't a dog. Old Nick stole me.
I want a different story.
No, this is the story that you get. He put me in his garden shed. Here.
And finally, number 1, Lady Bird. A teenager navigates a loving but turbulent relationship with her strong-willed mother over the course of an eventful and poignant senior year of high school. Starring Saoirse Ronan, Laurie Metcalf, Timothée Chalamet, and directed by Greta Gerwig. Critics say Lady Bird delivers fresh insights about the turmoil of adolescence and reveals writer-director Greta Gerwig as a fully formed filmmaking talent.
Why can't I just make the eggs?
Because you take too long, you make a big mess, and I have to clean the whole thing up.
Eggs aren't good for the environment anyways. What?
You heard her.
Eat quickly, please.
Look at all these pictures. Every newspaper looks like USA Today.
Shelly and I are trying to be vegan, hence the soy milk.
You wear leather jackets.
But they're vintage, so they don't support the industry.
They aren't done. There's white stuff.
You know how much you love Brambles? Pigs are smarter than him even.
I never thought Brambles was a genius, okay? Mom, the eggs are not done.
Fine, make your own eggs.
I wanted to. You won't let me.
Sister doesn't like me.
I'm hungry.
She does.
There's your chance. Going to bed.
Well, friends, that about does it for us. Be sure to stay tuned to the Rotten Tomatoes channel for more of the entertainment content that you love. And until next time, I'm your host, Naz Perez, and we'll see you back here for more top 10s on the Rotten Tomatoes Countdown.